The National Civil Society Council of Nigeria has conducted an independent inquiry into the 2025 promotional examination exercise at the Nigerian Communications Commission, finding no evidence of victimization or deliberate marginalization. The Council's investigations, which involved interacting with staff, management, and relevant authorities, revealed that the examination was conducted in line with public service rules and Commission's organizational structure. The NCC has appealed to aggrieved staff to explore internal mechanisms for seeking redress rather than embarking on campaigns or calumny against the leadership.
National Civil Society Council of Nigeria Advisory and Appeal. We make bold to state that the controversy trailing the 2025 staff promotional exercise at the NCC is largely fueled by internal saboteurs who find the examination as an opportunity to cast aspersion at colleagues and leadership. The Council will not hesitate at publicly exposing such character if they fail to yield to reasons and to part of remorse and honor. We call on aggrieved staffs to exploit internal mechanisms of seeking redress for any perceived injustice rather than embarking on campaign of calumny against a performing leadership and the Commission. On part of the organized civil society, inasmuch as we continue to encourage and support organizations to speak up against all forms of maladministration, bad governance, and leadership ineptitude. However, we must all be careful not to be used as weapon of vendetta and destabilization, as in this particular case of the NCC. We are enjoined that this matter be laid to total rest going forward. Let us always engage properly before going public on sensitive national issues.
The Council also commended the current leadership of NCC, led by Executive Vice Chairman Aminu Maida, for their impressive performance in accountability and transparency, and advised against dismissing any affected staff.
Now again, when you write this promotional exam, people don't also know, I can see some mischief, they say it's inhuman, and which when they want to interpret, they can say cheating and robbery. You see, this situation has its own rules, and people need to know before they just jump to the fray. Now, if you want to write promotion exam, even when there is vacancy, if there are 4 of you writing, one might have automatically scored higher mark before the exam. How will you say? If you are due for promotion this year and there is no vacancy, but clearly you are due, there is 10 marks that is always reserved along that line of marking 100%. There's 10 marks that is reserved for over-qualification. So if you are qualified this year, but there's no room for you to write, they score you 2 marks. Did you know the meaning of that? Meaning that if you are qualified for, you have waited for 4 years, you have secured 8 marks, automatic. That even before you write the exam, you have that mark. These are basic rules and facts that I expect our public servants to know, not to be disturbing the space with mischief.
First, my own contribution is that on the issue of promotion, I feel that the head of service, Federal Civil Service Commission, should make a statement, because some of these civil service rules, I think they are outdated. They need to review this rule as regards promotion. And equally, they need, whenever the issue of promotion comes up, they need to come and clarify it to the public, not leaving the MDAs in the problem. Because most of the times, people will think it's the MDAs, the leadership that are trying to victimize their staff, not knowing that it's different.
The NCSCN has called for an end to controversy, urging all parties to lay the matter to rest.